Senator, at the local level, our community is mobilizing to end human trafficking, a form of modern-day slavery. Last spring, the House's version of the Violence Against Women Act eroded that act's ability to protect women, children, and elderly victims of crime, removing some protections for immigrant victims of abuse and crime, and subjecting some to deportation when they report a crime, including the crimes of human trafficking and sexual slavery. What is your stance on the version of the bill passed by the House, and what specific steps would you take to end human trafficking?
Well, I supported the Senate version that many of the women senators of the Senate, in a bipartisan effort, were the focus of structuring. And I agreed with them as to how VAWA should be passed, including this element, which is basically the U visas. That's a visa that is given to someone who has been the subject of abuse and or human trafficking, and we give them a visa so that they can stay and testify against those who have been the traffickers. And so I think that the House version, not just on human trafficking, but undermining the Violence Against Women's Act overall, is not acceptable. And while we want to see a reauthorization of the Violence Against Women's Act, it is fundamentally wrong to reauthorize it in this way. So it is my hope that after the elections, when we can have a conference, that in that conference we will drive to keep the provisions that ensure against, that give us a weapon against human trafficking. Now, I'm also a strong supporter of the sanctions and criminal penalties for human trafficking, and for lifting it in the Department of Justice as one of the critical elements for them to urge their United States attorneys throughout the country to pursue in terms of one of those actionable items. I think that's how the plan would succeed.